Hello everybody, welcome back to Dave's Garage at Dave's Garage 249. Today we're going to do an update on the 57 Chevy Gasser kit by MPC Round 2 reissue. We're going to look at an old toy truck for you truck guys. We're going to also take a look at a carburetor project that I'm working on, and I'll show you a car that I'm going to take to a car show on Sunday. Let's kick it off with a 57 Chevy Gasser. I've got the base coat down. I did that this morning. It's kind of cool in the garage, and I've kind of turned off the heat. I use this Tamiya TS86 red. This is over the gray sealer, so it is not as bright as I was thinking it would be, but it's a pretty decent paint job, so I'm going to stick with it. Here's something that I wanted to show you that you should have in your garage. Yeah, this is something that I have. It's outdoor temperature, indoor temperature, humidity. Like I know that it's 56 degrees, 62% humidity. I can tell what the barometric pressure is. I can tell if it's rising or falling. So kind of aids me. What I did is I shot this thing and then put it in the house where it was good and warm to let it, after it gassed off some, I put it in the house. That helps flow the paint out. Sat it in the window with the sun getting on it. So that's an alternative if it's a little bit cool in the shop. Just take it in somewhere warm. Here's the engine. This is that resin engine that last episode I showed you I got off of eBay. That's a 572 crate motor with a pair of Holley 650 double pumpers on it. I think it fits really well in this kit. It lined up good. I just needed to shorten the drive shaft a little bit, and I've got rest of the parts being detailed, ready to go. We're about ready for final assembly. Here's the interior. See, I kind of modified the roll bar. I had to leave room for the, 2-inch thick plexiglass or glass windows. The interior detailed out pretty nice. Kept it simple. Here's the seat belts. They're just made out of some masking tape, and then I used Molotow pen to kind of paint in the buckles and the latches. Chassis is pretty much done, other than the I'm going to add these wheelie bars on there and just a few details. I'm kind of unhappy with the fit between the wheels and the axles. It's just really sloppy. So what I do is I use some white glue, and I just pack the hole full of white glue and then set the axles in place. They're not going to turn, but square them all up real good and then leave them set for a few hours. Don't touch it, and seems to hold pretty good. So that's kind of where we're at on the Spirit of 57, which I don't even think I'm going to decal this. I'm going to just maybe some little car decals here and there, but nothing big. So here's a little interesting thing that I have in my collection is I like trucks like a lot of you guys. This is a promo, I think, for Mayflower Van Lines. It's either a GMC or a Chevy replica of a Mayflower Van Line. It lights up, it works. I put the battery in it, and it lit up, and it's got the original box, but the original box shows you like a Kenworth K100 single axle, and you get the GM product. But this is kind of a cool thing. It's hard to find them that they're not all beat up, wore out, or the silk screen isn't all wore off of them. Windshield wipers are on it. The rear view mirrors are still on it. It's complete, and bonus, it has a box. So I add it to my collection. Over here, because I do a lot more things than just models, is this is a Autolite carburetor. These were common on Ford engines in the 60s. This one came off of a 352 4-barrel. It's on a Galaxy. I'm rebuilding it for a friend of mine. He has this old Galaxy. I said, hey, I can get that carburetor straightened out for you. So some things about these carbs is that they really are similar to Holley's. This is power valve. This is the same thing that's in a Holley carburetor. Accelerator pump diaphragm, same as Holley. Secondary spring is right here. That's the same as Holley carburetor. You can adjust those, get different stiffness. The annular boosters, though, you run into a little bit of a problem. The discharge nozzles are a little bit hard to drill out, and they're not adjustable. So that's, you got to play around with that a little bit. This carburetor is all clean and ready for reassembly. My method is, here in my garage is, over here I have a wash tank, and I use a biodegradable, I think this has got super clean in it. And the trick is this stuff is pretty aggressive, and old die-cast stuff, you don't leave it in too awful long because it'll start to get through that dichromate seal and start to decay the castings. Then when I've got it rinsed and clean, I use this ultrasonic cleaner, and I use a mixture of distilled water and white vinegar or cleaning vinegar. And I also have some other stuff that's more aggressive, but this carburetor, it worked out good to just use the cleaning vinegar. So for those of you that are newer to the channel, I have a couple of cars. I've sold off 2 or 3 other cars that I had, and got it down to a couple, but this is one that I picked up in the fall. It's a Roush Stage 2, and it's been upgraded to a Stage 3. Roush did it, but they don't document that they do it, so it's officially a Stage 2 car. And this one we're going to take on Sunday, May 7th to Mendon, Michigan for the dust off. And I'm not going to take the Chevelle because the Chevelle needs to be trailered that far and then unloaded. And in this time of year, early May, it could still snow, and we're kind of experiencing some bad weather now. And people are complaining, oh, it's been kind of like, we're getting spit snow. Yeah, pretty common for early May, I think. I've seen it many, many times before. So this week, maybe Wednesday, I'll probably give this thing a bath and detail it and get it ready for a show, and then cover it back up. And so that's about all I got for today's video. Appreciate all you subscribers, and please tickle the like button. It helps the channel out and gives me encouragement to move on. And thank you all for subscribing. I really appreciate that. This is the other toy. Wednesday, this is going to cruise night. And so they start cruise nights Wednesdays. If it's not snowing or raining, I think we'll take this out for a ride and go to cruise night, get a burger and fries. So that's all I have. Thanks for watching. And maybe if I can get my wife to hold the camera, we'll take you for a ride in this Wednesday night. Thanks for watching.